Are you looking for a way to engage your students outside of the classroom? Do you teach a language? Are you looking for a way to integrate technology into your classroom? If you answered yes, then you should incorporate Duolingo Classroom into your classroom. Duolingo Classroom is a way for teachers to keep track of student progress using the popular language learning app, Duolingo. My name is Amber Jackson, and I'm going to show you how to use Duolingo Classroom. The first step is you want to open up a browser. You're going to navigate to https://schools.duolingo.com. And when you do that, I'm just going to log out here, you will come here. This is what your screen will look like. If you do not already have a Duolingo account, you would click Get Started, and you would enter your full name, an email address, and a password. And then you would create your Duolingo account. There's also an option if you have a Gmail or any sort of Google account that you can sign up there. I already have a Duolingo account, so I'm going to go ahead and enter my information here. And I'm going to click Log in with Duolingo account. So what you see here is the dashboard for a teacher's Duolingo account, and this is specifically for teachers. So if you see here, I have my classes that I have created previously. So what I'm going to do now, the very first thing you're going to want to do is create a classroom. And what this will allow you to do is to see your individual students' progress on each assignment that you give. So this is the first thing that you want is the name of your classroom. I would suggest keeping it separated. I teach high school, so I'm going to separate it by block. So I'm going to call this Spanish 1, we'll call it third, and that's going to be Spanish 1 third block. You can click on this drop-down menu and any language, these are all the languages that they have. My students are learning Spanish because that's what I teach. And then you click on what language is your student's primary language, which mine is English. I'm going to click Continue. And then you have two different ways to invite students. You have to invite your students because this is how they're going to populate into your classroom. And that's also how they will view the assignments that you give them. So you can either share the classroom link, which is literally a link that you can post somewhere, or you can create accounts for your students. I suggest if you teach elementary or any lower level kids, maybe to create an account because they may not be used to creating their own accounts, and it allows you to always have access to your students' accounts. I teach high school, so I always do share classroom link. What I do is I will have a computer day and I will literally post this link onto my blog so that students can individually go onto the blog, click the link on the website, and then they can create their own logins for Duolingo, and that's how they will see the assignments. So I'm going to click Share Classroom Link and click Continue. And then if you are on Remind, you can send it out that way. You can share it on Google Classroom. They also give you a classroom code. So they make it very easy for you to share the information with students electronically so that they're able to get into your class. I'm just going to click Copy here, and what that'll do is copy it to the clipboard. And again, when I'm done with this, I would go to my blog and paste that link so students can get to it. I'm going to click Continue, and then finally I'm going to click here. See, these are your setup instructions for students. I'm going to click Download PDF. I suggest saving this somewhere. You're able to with the PDF, you can print specific ones for each student. I personally will just put a few screenshots of this on my blog or type out the directions or verbally tell students this information, because most students understand using a smartphone or their tablet how to get into this app. I'm going to click continue here on my screen. And then when you actually create a classroom, this is what your dashboard will look like. Once your students click on the link that you gave them or put in the classroom code, their faces will appear here once they're actually enrolled into your class. So once they're there, you're going to want to assign assignments. So on the left-hand side, I click Assignments, and then all you have to do is click Create Assignment. There are two different assignments that you can choose from. You can either collect points or level up a skill. Collect points is good for me because I teach lower level Spanish, Spanish 1 and Spanish 2. So for me, I do not mind what specific skills students are practicing as long as they're practicing language outside of the classroom. So I typically go with collect points. But if you have a specific skill, say a grammar skill or a vocabulary skill that you want students to master, you can have them master that with level up a skill. So I'm going to collect points for this assignment. And then at the very top, you have a drop-down menu. You have to decide how many points you want students to collect. If you're not familiar with Duolingo, the assignments here give you a good breakdown of short assignments versus long assignments. And then next to however many experience points there are, it tells you how many minutes a day and how many days a student should be practicing to get that amount of points. For typical Spanish 1 classes, I will do 100 XP, and then what I'm going to do here is you have to say when the assignment starts. So today is July 12th, but it also allows you, if I wanted this to be a future assignment, you can click further down. So say this is the 19th instead. So this will be our future assignment. So I'm going to click July 12th at 2 p.m. is when it starts. And then if I give students a week and a half, I'm going to give them until the 24th until they have to turn in the assignment. And then if you look here, you're able to scroll down and choose whatever time you want the assignment due. So third period, I would see at about 11 a.m. So I'm going to make it due at 11 a.m. so that way it's due by the time they come into class. And then I'm going to schedule the assignment. Alright, so the assignment is scheduled, it's due, and now this is what I can see. Again, this is under the Assignments tab. I now have an assignment that is assigned. It says when it starts, when it ends, when it's due. And then if I want to see student progress on that assignment, I will click on it. When students have actually completed the assignments, their names will appear right down here where it says student status and completed on. And then you're going to notice 3 different color possibilities next to their names. A green check means they completed the assignment on time. A yellow-orange late mark means that they completed the assignment, but it was not completed on time. So you can decide if that means deducting points or however you want this grading to work. And finally, you can look at the students that just missed. So it will tell you how many XP the students did complete, even if they missed it. So for example, maybe they completed 80 out of the XP, so it'll say missed, and then it'll say 80 right next to it. I just want to give you a visual. I'm going to go back to my classrooms and go to an actual classroom that I had from last semester. And I'm going to show you, click on assignments, and I'm just going to show you what that looks like. So I'm going to click on this top assignment here. And as you can see, this student missed the mark, but they got 20 out of 100. So I can still put A grade, it's just not going to be 100%. Or this student got a 90 out of 100. Or you can see the completed, and then finally the lates right here, that are completed, just not on time. So I'm going to go navigate back to my classroom. Again, this is what your dashboard will look like once you start, and then you just create another classroom for your other sections. My students have said that they really like using Duolingo because they use it as an app on their smartphone or tablet. It's a great way to engage students outside of the classroom and get them to use language that they will actually be useful. I hope this tutorial was informative for you and that you will find a way to incorporate Duolingo classrooms into your classroom. Thank you.